So, why would lesbians need a roadmap to conscious lesbian dating and love? And what does that even mean? Let's explore that. My name is Dr. Ruth Schwartz. I'm the founding director of the Conscious Girlfriend Academy. I am the author of this book, Conscious Lesbian Dating and Love. The book came out in 2015, and since it came out, it has reached women all around the world. I've actually had women from more than 25 countries take classes. And the amazing thing that I've discovered is that we lesbians, queer women, women loving women all over the world seem to have some of the same patterns. Lesbian relationships go so deep, so fast. We are capable of the very best relationships on the planet. We have so much intimacy, so much magic, so much tenderness, so much passion. And we also have so many triggers. And that's why lesbian relationships are known sometimes for moving really fast and even for having high drama. And many of us have had the experience, I had the experience numerous times, of starting relationships that felt so amazing at first, so full of magic, and then having them deteriorate and devolve into so much pain and confusion. And after that had happened to me 3 times in a row, I resolved that I had to figure this thing out. I did not understand what I was doing wrong, but I realized I have to be doing something wrong, or I have to find a different way to do this because I can't just keep getting my heart broken over and over. So that decision came around 2003, and I devoted myself to learning and studying everything that I could about dating and relationships. I was trying to find resources that would educate me about lesbian dating and relationships, but guess what? There basically weren't any. So I studied everything I could about heterosexual dating and relationships, and I had to extrapolate and translate because a lot of it just didn't fit. So I eventually concluded that if I wanted there to be a roadmap to lesbian dating and love that would lead to lesbian long-term happiness, I was going to have to create it. And that's what I did. First, I created it for myself. And then when I really discovered that what I had needed, so many other people also needed, I started sharing it with the world. So the first Conscious Girlfriend workshop was in 2014 on Valentine's Day. We had 50 to 60 women crammed into this little room. I tried to teach everything I had figured out in 2 hours. Now I teach the same amount of material in a 12-week class. And there is really a lot to learn. But what I want to say is that rather than looking at it as work, what I want to say is that you could really understand it as liberation and empowerment. At least that's how it feels to me, because when I came out in 1982, I was so enthusiastic about loving women. I thought it was going to be easy, you know? I think a lot of us thought that. And I really was completely unprepared, both for the depth and the challenge that I encountered. So for me, when I encounter challenge, first of all, I get pissed off and, overwhelmed and grumpy, like most of us do. But at a certain point, because this challenge, lesbian love, was really worth it to me, I thought, I need to figure out how this works. And so for me, it has been such a great sense of joy and liberation to really understand what happens between two women, why we end up fighting, getting polarized, getting into these power struggles, push pull with each other, and most importantly, what we can do about it. How can we get back to or keep alive that incredible generosity and curiosity and tenderness and beauty that we start out with? How can we really use that to build our relationships a solid, sturdy, stable foundation so that we will be able to experience that joy and that magic, not just for the first few weeks or months, but long term? That has been my project. And I'm really thrilled to say that at this point, I have had thousands of women, again, from all over the world, go through the Conscious Girlfriend Academy classes. And we have these incredible love stories coming out of the academy. Some couples that even find each other in the academy, and many people who go through the academy get the tools and the understanding and then go out and find love elsewhere. Often they even bring their girlfriends back into the academy so their girlfriends can learn the skills too. It creates a whole vocabulary and a whole supportive community, which is another thing that it's often hard for us as lesbians to find, right? So many of us have lost family members, communities. We've had to really twist and contort ourselves because the mainstream culture doesn't validate or celebrate us. So to be in a community that does validate and celebrate and affirm us, and to be among a whole bunch of other women and non-binary people that are confronting similar challenges and making their way through it, and that can hold us accountable and support us and celebrate us, is really pretty amazing. So, that is what we share in the Conscious Girlfriend Academy. We have two 12-week classes each year, a class called Lesbian Dating Essentials, which starts each September, and a class called The Roadmap to Conscious Lesbian Dating and Lasting Love, which starts each January, which was the original class that this book is based on. And I would love to invite you, if you are somebody who cares about love, which most lesbians do, and you are somebody who has struggled, or maybe you've just been single for a long time and you're trying to figure out how to date, how to choose wisely. If you've ever felt like maybe your picker was broken, or if you've even been aware painfully that you didn't always show up as your best self once a relationship hit conflict, I would really love to invite you to check out the resources and the classes and the community that we have at the Conscious Girlfriend Academy, because I believe it can change your life. And what I stand for is lesbians, queer women, adjacent non-binary people getting to live the lives that we most deeply want and deserve. So we are here to help you do that.